What are the tools you need to rebuild a community? Team Rubicon, a disaster relief organization, has an answer. 25 wheelbarrows, 200 shovels, dozens of brooms, gloves, rakes, axes, helmets, water bottles, a big bus, and an army of well-trained volunteers. Team Rubicon is run by military veterans.
They're some of the most selfless people that I've ever met, and they really look out for each other aggressively. They really care about each other a lot.
Nicole Green, a former intelligence officer for the Air Force, is the director of personnel for Team Rubicon.
Now we have 6,000 volunteers in our database, and we're growing daily.
Team Rubicon was born in 2010 when a group of former Marines mobilized to help out after the catastrophic earthquake in Haiti. The small group put its military expertise to work in disaster-stricken areas around the world, providing relief to communities in Chile, Pakistan, Burma, and Sudan. But in April 2011, before their first domestic mission responding to a tornado outbreak in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Team Rubicon faced a tragedy of its own. Clay Hunt, a member of the original team to go to Haiti, committed suicide.
He was suffering from PTSD, and one of the things that we had to look at as an organization was who are we really trying to serve?
Lourdes Tiglao says Clay's suicide made the organization take a hard look at its own priorities.
Part of our objective and our mission has changed from not just as a disaster relief organization that happens to be comprised of veterans. Now we've kind of changed it into a Veterans Reintegration Service organization that happens to use disaster recovery as a primary avenue to engage veterans to that mission.
As Team Rubicon retooled its mission to help veterans settle back into life after the military, it expanded its domestic operations. When Sandy struck, Team Rubicon was ready. They organized 350 members to serve as team leaders for 10,000 military and non-military volunteers in the New York area, in what they're calling Operation Greased Lightning.
It is a brotherhood, or sisterhood, on that, and it is nice to be around like-minded people who have the same values, the same, ethos.
Danielle Harrington, a medical officer in the National Guard and Harlem resident, was one of the first members of Team Rubicon on the ground after Sandy.
Over the past month, it's kind of been full-time because none of us realized what the impact of this was going to be. It's one thing to watch it on television, and it's another thing to see it firsthand.
For the past month, Team Rubicon and its volunteers have put their resources to use, pumping sand and water out of houses, patching up roofs, and clearing up dangerous debris.
I've probably added 500 Facebook friends just from this one deployment.
Andrea Tchaikovsky, an Army veteran from Kansas, coordinates volunteers on the ground in Rockaway Beach, where the devastation is especially severe.
The most difficult thing out here is people don't want to leave. This is where they're from. This is home to them. The hardest part about this situation is that we're not going to be able to help everybody come back.
Team Rubicon specializes in immediate disaster relief and emergency aid. Now, volunteers are working with service organizations to make sure that long-term help is in place as they wrap up operations in New York. But they'll stay hard at work on their dual mission of helping disaster-stricken communities and helping veterans readjust to life after the military. With Xiaoran Liu and Elizabeth Murray, this is Mustafa Hameed for NorthHatton.com.